Hello, UW alumni and friends. Welcome to the Cowgirls Alumni Pregame Pep Talk, brought to you by Black Hills Energy, UWAA Federal Credit Union, Laramie GM Auto Center, and Premier Bone and Joint Centers, featuring former Cowgirls Dominique Sisk and Megan McGuffey Skinner. This week, the Cowgirls battle Mountain West Conference rival Colorado State in Fort Collins with a two-game series on February 4th and February 6th. This is a new format during the COVID-19 impacted season. The Cowgirls lead the all-time series 53-51.
I'm excited to be with Cowgirl basketball players Dominique Sisk and Megan McGuffey Skinner to share their UW experience. Dominique and Megan were part of one of the most successful eras in the history of Cowgirls basketball under Coach Joe Legursky, each of them playing on 3 20 or more win seasons during their years with the Cowgirls. Actually, Dominique's teams against CSU were 7-1 during her tenure, and Megan's teams were 8-0 against CSU during her playing days. Those are truly remarkable statistics against one of the Cowgirls' top rivals. Thank you for being here, former Cowgirls. So welcome, Dominique and Megan.
Hey, Keener, thanks for having me. It's good to be here.
Thank you, Keener. Really good to be here.
So, Megan, can you catch up our Cowgirl fans on the years that you played for the Cowgirls, who your coach was, and what degree you earned at UW?
My first year was the fall of 2005. That was my first season, so 05-06. And then my last season was 08-09. So those are the 4 seasons that I played. And I played under Coach Legursky and his staff, of course, Coach G or Coach Gerald, who's coaching now. When I was playing, I majored in nutrition and dietetics.
Dominique, can you share the same thing about your playing time?
Yes. So I played fall of 2004 and ended in 2008. Coach Joe and Gerald, they were both my coaches as well. And I studied finance and economics.
So Megan, where did life take you after you graduated from UW?
I am talking to you from Laramie, so I'm kind of full circle here. But after I graduated, I headed off to New Orleans, Louisiana. And I did a dietetic internship at Tulane University, so I spent a year down there. I came back to Wyoming, came back to Laramie, got a job. My family is from around here, so it keeps pulling me back. And then after that, I went to Boise, Idaho, and I got my master's degree at Boise State University. And then after that, I got my first, I guess it wasn't technically my first job, but my first job I was really excited about at the University of Wyoming, and here I am now.
And then Dominique, where did life take you after graduation?
I actually stayed in Laramie for a few more years to get my master's in finance. So I was happy to stay and at least get to watch the Cowgirls live right after I was done playing. After that, I moved down to Colorado, where I'm from, stayed in Denver for a few years and started working for Charles Schwab. And I've actually been with Charles Schwab since about 9 years, but it actually landed me in the San Francisco Bay Area. And I've been here for about 5 years, still working for Schwab as a financial analyst.
Well, the Cowgirls get ready to play our arch rival CSU this week, and it's a unique season because of the COVID and the scheduling. So we will actually play CSU back-to-back. So Megan, you went 8-0 in the regular season against CSU, so you never lost. Can you share a little bit about your memories with the Cowgirls and playing the Rams?
Keener, you said that when we first started talking, and no, it's something I'm very proud of. You know, obviously there's the CSU Wyoming rivalry. So that's a record I'll definitely take. One of the most prominent memories I actually have of playing CSU involves Dominique. And it was my first year, you know, as a freshman. So that fall of 05. And I don't know if you remember this, Dominique, but we were kind of on the ropes against CSU. You might remember the details of this more than I do, but there was less than 10 seconds left. And we were down by 5 or 7 points or something like that. And somehow we managed to pull off tying the game in those last 10 seconds and sending it to overtime. And then we beat CSU in overtime. And I think, you know, I mentioned Dom being a part of that memory. I'm pretty sure Dom was one of the players who stole an out of bounds play or something like that and kind of set up that comeback. So yeah, I think that was one of my first memories as a Cowgirl because it was my freshman season, but, you know, a really good memory I have just with the team.
That's great. Well, Dominique, maybe you can build on that. Yeah, we'll give you a break. You lost your first game as a freshman against CSU, but 7-1 isn't all bad. So tell us a little bit about your memories. And then obviously being from Colorado, that had to be a little bit special as well.
Yeah, definitely. And that's exactly what I was going to share as well, Megan. That was one of my favorite games, and I totally blocked out that game that we lost. So it just is not in my memory. I think we won the whole time.
That's good.
But yeah, I do remember that play. And I remember, I think it was like a free throw on the other end. And then we took it down, just stopped, popped a three, hit it. And then as they were taking the ball out, I think Erin, she popped the ball and she got it out, kicked it out to someone else, hit another shot. And that's where we were able to tie the game. And it just was like, because we're not losing. We are not going to lose against CSU. And I love to come back home to Colorado and have some, bragging rights. My older sister, she actually went to CSU. So we had more than just the border wars. And so definitely that, 7-1, I always bring that up. And I'm like, we have the record.
Well, I'll tell you, maybe the biggest transition of the Cowgirls and becoming fan favorites was the 2007 year and run to the NIT Women's Championship. And Megan, what do you remember most about that 6-game span when the crowds just kept building and building and building? And what really stands out in those 6 games brought the whole state together, in a sense, around Cowgirls basketball?
Yeah, you're right, Keener. I could probably talk for hours about it. But you said the crowd building. I think that was one of my big memories. The first game, the crowd was kind of small. It was, a cozy setting, kind of like the rest of the season. And then the next game, got a little bit bigger and bigger. And then by the end of it, I remember walking out of the tunnel against Wisconsin for the big game, and just for warm-ups and like shoot around. And I remember the announcer announced our names as we walked out for shoot around. And I was like, what? They've never done that before. And, it was a packed house. And so the crowd was cheering. So it was just such a crazy environment, such a great memory to have. And I think from that run, the Kansas State game is going to shine or kind of come to the forefront of memories. I think that was just, it was a triple overtime. My memory serves me right. So it was just a long game, tiring game, an emotional game, and just like such a great win for all of us. And the Wisconsin game was great because we brought the trophy home, but I think that Kansas State game, really just was like icing on the cake and something that I'll never forget.
And Dominique?
Yeah, same thing. The crowd really just is something special. I remember, like you said, Megan, the crowd just getting bigger and bigger. And one of my favorite memories is one day there was a whole line outside of the arena, and it spanned it to another block or two. And they were here to see us. And I thought that was really, really cool. The support that, we have from our fans is just astounding. We have the best fans. I can definitely say that. And also, yeah, the K-State game. I remember earlier in that season, we were actually in Kansas, and we went over there to play, and we were this close. And they took it. And I remember the teammates, Angia, she said, we're gonna see them again. She said it right after that game. And I was like, yeah, we'll see them again, sure. But when we won that triple overtime, I pointed at her, I was like, you are right. And it was like the best feeling, down to the heart. We conquered that upset that we had earlier that season.
A unique tradition that began somewhere around that time was at the end of a home game, win or lose, Coach Legursky handed the mic to one of the young ladies on the team. And I'm sure each of you all got to do that once or twice. Can you share a little bit about what that meant to you, getting to speak to the crowd at the end of a game?
Being able to thank the fans, really means a lot. Like Dominique said, I think we have some of the best women's basketball fans in the country, potentially. And I truly mean that. We definitely had the best fans in the Mountain West Conference. So I think just being able to say thanks for coming. We appreciate it. Keep coming.
And for you, Dominique?
I always enjoyed it. It was always a really special moment to connect with the fans, especially all the, young girls out there who aspire to play basketball. I felt like we were speaking directly to them that you can do it. And when you're here, even in Wyoming, we have the strongest, abilities, and we can conquer anything. And it was really, really nice that we got that opportunity. We weren't just, basketball players. We got the chance to be leaders and role models. And that was really, really special.
As we wrap up here today and the Cowgirls getting ready to play CSU, what little bit of encouragement do you have for the Cowgirls today?
Something my dad always used to tell me was play hard and have fun. So I think just keep it simple. Those two things are probably the most important things. Of course, sitting in this position now, being 10 years plus removed from it, you got to have fun. Sometimes it can be a grind. So I just say enjoy it, enjoy the moment, play hard, and keep up the Cowgirl tradition of beating the Lady Rams.
Dominique, what do you have for the Cowgirls?
Yeah, stay strong, stay resilient. You have really great talent. Coaching staff is right behind you. The fans are there. Pull through and dig hard. Definitely have fun, but really cowgirl up and beat the Rams. We don't want them to win.
That's right. Well, Megan, thank you for joining us today. And Dominique, the same. Thank you.
Thank you, Keener.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
The games will be played on Thursday, February 4th and Saturday, February 6th, with the game time still to be announced. You may listen to the games on your favorite Wyoming radio station on the Cowboys Sports Network. Also, check out GoWyo.com for television broadcast or streaming options to watch the games. Take a photo or video of your Cowgirl basketball celebration using hashtag #PokesAtHome and tag the UW Alumni Association for a chance to win an item of UWAA clothing. We will choose the most spirited submission and will contact the winner. Thank you again to Black Hills Energy, UWAA Federal Credit Union, Laramie GM Auto Center, and Premier Bone and Joint Centers. Membership dues directly support this production. If you are a current UWAA member, we thank you. If not, and you want to extend your UW pride by becoming a member, please visit our website at uwyo.edu/alumni. Now let's get that cowgirl spirit going by singing along with us to Ragtime Cowboy Joe.
He always sings rag music to the Cadillac swing. Back and forward in the saddle on a horse, cricket horse, got a sink potato gator, and all you hear the beat is just the roar. It's the beat of how it runs. Yes, right. When the gator eats the common fast, the Western folk song go. He's a ragtime cowboy, ragtime cowboy, ragtime cowboy Joe. C-O-W